Luna, what you doing? Walking away. Hey crew, welcome back to the Spiritual Social. I'm Lexi, your local light worker. I'm a tarot reader and an astrologer, and I'm very pleased to be bringing you another installment of the Tarot School series. So, I am super thrilled that you reacted so positively to my previous Tarot School video. In these educational videos, I do want to share with you beyond the pick a card reading realm or beyond other creations that I have on my channel regarding tarot and oracle cards. I want to actually show you how to read tarot, some practical tips, some of the spreads I've been using, and how I like to use some of these decks, mostly as a response to all of the overwhelming questions I've been receiving regarding behind the scenes practical tips and tricks to read tarot. So I'm really pleased to know that the majority of you out there have started reading tarot or are professional tarot readers. I'm super happy that I'm attracting such elevated spirits. Welcome to my channel. I'm feeling a little bit self-conscious and excited. I usually do so when I'm in a teacher's position, but I want to make it as comfortable and as relaxing as possible. So I do hope that you take this video for what it is, not me basically preaching at you in any way, but just trying to show you some of the good practical things I've learned from my own practice of reading tarot, which is becoming quite fulfilled at the moment. I do have to say, having had a good number of personal readings in the last 2 years, I'm becoming more confident. Things are getting in a flow when I read, and I do want to let you know that if you're struggling a little bit to interpret tarot cards, give yourself time, okay? Insights come with time. The cards will develop their own meaning in your own perspective, and that's the beauty of the tarot world. The fact that each image is so suggestive and so symbolical, rich with meanings, and you can give it your own subjective interpretation. And I do urge you to develop this practice of imprinting your own personality on the way in which you read tarot, rather than trying to anxiously copy the ideas of other people and feeling like you are never living up to a particular standard. You set the standard. You are the magician. You are the powerful creator. And the more you trust your guidance, the more connected you are to spirit, and the more you develop your intuition, the better you will be at reading tarot. Okay, so following this minor introduction, I'm really pleased to be showing you today the pyramid spread. So I like to use the spread predominantly in either past life readings or career readings. And why is it so? Well, because you will see in a second how the pyramid spread looks like. It's basically, it has a very strong foundation, but it centers on a specific outcome. So if there is a client or a person that comes to you and is having a very strong or important decision to make, or they have a burning desire, a burning question, and they can't seem to find a clear answer, the pyramid spread is basically designed in such a way to channel the energy towards the final outcome. The bottom row, which will show you the foundation, is giving you insights into what is actually happening in the situation in the present. And the top part, so the final card that crowns the pyramid, is showing you towards where the energy is flowing. What is the potential outcome? What might be coming up in this person's situation? So I have here the Dreaming Way Tarot. This is a deck I really like to use in a career reading, and I'm going to use it to create an upright pyramid. Keep in mind that you can create a pyramid also reversed, so you can have the bottom row here and it funnels into the final card to the bottom, but I prefer to give you the traditional one to begin with, so as to keep things light. Okay, so let's see what career situation, what career story is coming up. In this particular case, I have asked Spirit to show me a general situation. This does not apply to me in particular or to anyone else. Let's just see, maybe you might find something that resonates here. But as I said, I'm keeping things open, general, because this is for educational purposes. Okay, so this is how the pyramid spread looks like. I do hope that you can see all of the cards. I also like to look at the bottom of the deck card, 10 of Wands. This ties in things very beautifully together. So what is the story that is emerging here? I see a couple of blocked energies already here. So this particular individual in their career, they're struggling with something. We see here the bottom row is completely made up of swords energy. Let me just pull the camera closer to the cards so you see them fully. There we go. So we have the Page of Swords, we have the Seven of Swords blocked, we have the Five of Swords blocked, and the Eight of Swords blocked. Now, normally I don't like to read blocked cards. When a card is upside down, I feel like the energy is not forthcoming. So I like to use my transmuting skills and to flip them open so that the energy is readily available to the seeker. However, in this case, we have some pretty negative cards. The Seven of Swords, the card of things being stolen from you, things being taken away, sabotage, somebody working against you through the ways in which they speak about you, the ways in which they think about you, spreading gossip and potentially malice in the work environment. This card, I want to keep it blocked. I don't want this energy to be unleashed, so I'm going to leave it like this. We also have here the Five of Swords, which again is a card that talks about conflicts, verbal conflicts, animosities expressed through words, wanting to win at all costs, wanting to be right, wanting to not only have the final word, but also to gloat about it and kind of pour salt over the other person's wound. So this is a pretty conniving, negative kind of energy. However, this does speak about somebody working against somebody just through their words. This is not the realm of actions. Nobody's taking negative actions towards another person. This is mostly at a verbal, mental level. This person could be using their mental energy to try to stop the career progression, the career success of the seeker. We have here a Page of Swords and an Eight of Swords flanking the bottom row of the pyramid. So this tells me about the fact that there is a Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius individual, a rookie, somebody that is new at their job, who is using their intelligence in Machiavellian ways to try to blindside, gaslight our seeker. The seeker is basically the person that we're doing this reading for. And this situation could be happening behind the seeker's back. The seeker might not know that this person, who's very socially skilled at portraying themselves in a particular light to the seeker, is also behind their back, spreading lies, gossip, and basically trying to affect the seeker's reputation without them knowing about that. You see the dagger, right? You see the dagger carefully chosen here, and the person is kind of trying to use this brown scarf to cover their lips. So this is all covert. This is all stealth action. This is potentially the kind of situation where I would imagine this person pretends to be very helpful. They make you coffee, they take you out for drinks, they try to give you some of their lunch, at work, but then behind your back they are writing emails to your boss telling you that you are quite arrogant, that you keep belittling your boss, that you are not that you're planning to not deliver your work on time, and that you find out these things because you have been spending so much time with the seeker during the lunch break, during coffee break. So you're finding out the truth of the situation, which in this case is basically a distortion of the truth. It's a lie. So I see that this is what our seeker is being confronted with at the moment. It's a pretty heavy situation. I did not expect the cards to go into this so quickly. However, the energy is moving towards something quite different than what we see here. So the middle row, I think, is the balancing point. This is the space where the energy can be transmuted. We're going to turn the situation that talks about, judgment, verbal conflicts, trying to get behind somebody's back, trying to potentially even get their promotion away from them, sabotage their work projects, or get them to not deliver their things on time. We're transmuting this energy towards something much more heart-based. And we see here that the final card is the Queen of Cups. However, she's upright, so she's not feeling balanced either. But I am thankful to Spirit for showing me the Justice card over here and the help of a King of Pentacles. There is a mediator. I'm kind of getting that this could be a potential HR director, this can be a counselor, this can be an older business associate of the company for which this person is working, if they are indeed working for a company or a traditional administrative institution. This person steps in and delivers very wise advice. This person will look at the facts, not at what is being said about this particular seeker. They will look at the outcomes. How much money has this person been bringing into the company? What are the tangible results of this person? If this person works in academia, if the seeker works in academia, have they written enough publications? Have they, applied for sufficient grant money? Have they generally delivered their schoolwork on time, graded the papers of students? Is everything going okay from that point of view of tangible, deliverable outcomes? If everything seems in order, then why should we listen to what this rookie is saying about one of our trusted employees? So balance, a balance between the world of tangible results versus the gossip, the malice that is being spread on a verbal level regarding our seeker that is being kept in the dark. I am getting a sense that this could be a conflict between two air signs. We do have Libra here as well. And I'm getting a sense that the King of Pentacles in this situation could be either a Capricorn or a Taurus, a person that has acquired a lot of experience, is wealthy, is stable, is not feeling threatened by any conflicts at work, because this person has been through a lot of them, and sometimes this person had to manage even higher powered conflicts, so they might even shrug this conflict off. It's more of a kiss and make up kind of situation, because I see here the Six of Cups talks about almost like there is a paternal energy entering into this connection, trying to quiet down a couple of highly intelligent yet rueful children. This is basically the vibe that I'm getting here. I don't know why, but the King of Pentacles' energy is so strong, it emanates such a strong magnetic field that it feels like it completely overpowers the Page of Swords and the Eight of Swords individuals here. So I do think that eventually, with the help of institutional guidance, with the help of higher ups, these two people are going to bring out their conflict to the surface, and they're going to reach a very mutually pleasing outcome. I feel that with the Six of Cups here, this is a karmic situation. This contender, this challenger, is a potential nemesis that reincarnated in this reality in order to challenge the Eight of Swords individual in the specific point in their life, so that they could rise up and create a more equal flow with coworkers in their environment at work. Because I feel that before this rookie appeared and challenged our Eight of Swords individual, they might have been almost like caught up in a daydream in their career, not really focusing on what matters, maybe even thinking, should I continue to stay in this career? But paradoxically, this conflict with the rookie that challenged them, or with the newbie that challenged them, is basically making them recommit to their work, find the fact that they are enjoying their work. This could even be a situation where potentially with the Libra card here, the Justice energy, this might have been a situation that required some sort of institutional backup, maybe even a legal disagreement that eventually will be solved in amicable ways. So they won't need, for example, to go to a trial or involve a judge in the situation. They can actually reach a settlement, And I think that this is going to be very aptly, maturely handled by a King of Pentacles that's just going to face the two individuals that have been very caught up in their mind and in their mental conflict. This individual is going to come in and it's going to be like, let's look at the results. What have you produced, Mr. Newbie or Mrs. Newbie? What have you produced, our seeker, which seems to be a person that has been spending a couple of years in this current profession. Yeah. So the eventual outcome in the situation, in spite of an amicable agreement, I do see here that with the Queen of Cups blocked, these two people will never reach the point of being true friends or true supporters of each other. I feel that this is because the animosity, the past life karma is kind of prohibiting them from truly being good friends. This situation entered into each of their lives to make them both fulfill a karmic contract. Once the karmic contract has been locked by having come to this point of a peaceful, amicable resolution, then the energy between these two individuals is slowly gonna dissipate. However, these individuals have found out that you win more flies with honey than with animosity in the work environment, that it's good to not try to harbor these negative feelings and to pay attention to your own work rather than to get involved in gossipy situations at work to try to bring another person down, because this might have a negative effect on both of the involved parties' reputation, not just on one of them. One individual found out that they don't need to feel so threatened and anxious about their junior position in a certain environment, that they don't need to walk over skulls in order to reach their end. Machiavellic ways are never going to get you to the desired outcome and help you stay there. Sure, they might give you a quick win, but eventually somebody's going to topple you down because the truth always comes out. The other person found out how they need to pay more attention at work to the people that they share their energy with, how they need to recommit to their work, because I feel that their learning, reading, writing, studying opportunities at work have kind of led them a bit disappointed. They weren't really focusing their energy, and this conflict got them to wake up. It's almost like a judgment call. And I do feel that in spite of the fact that the burdens were dropped and that there is a sense of overall relief from all of the parties involved here that the conflict was solved, eventually people are just going to completely separate and go their own ways. Potentially the junior might be promoted to work in another department. And I am getting the sense that the Eight of Swords individual is finding out that they might need to work for another company or change their career focus completely. It's been a real learning opportunity for both of them, and they both found out what are the next steps to take to push them in the direction of their destiny. For one of them, it could be potentially leaving the situation in spite of the fact that they won, and the other one could be continuing on this path of promoting and getting higher up, climbing the career ladder in that particular company or environment or academic institution. But now they got burned. They learned a lesson in modesty, and they're going to be more careful about how they talk about their employees, to avoid certain situations escalating like this one has. I'm going to unblock the Queen of Cups, because in spite of the fact that I feel the energy is not forthcoming for these two individuals, the Queen of Cups, Cancerian energy, talks about creating an environment where emotions can be truly felt, where people can empathize with each other, they can understand one another's plight. It speaks about empathy, the card of empathy. And I'm really happy to see that. I hope that in the future, by unblocking this energy, these two individuals might meet up and go for a cup of coffee and talk about the emotional perspective of what they have been going through. Because at the moment, at the level of their awareness, they're still caught up in ego battles, they're still caught up in their minds. And it does feel like these two individuals, if they want to completely dissolve the karmic contract, there is a karmic residue still lingering in the air between the two of them. They need to talk about how they felt during this conflict. One of them felt betrayed, the other one might have felt belittled, and this is why they needed to somehow get back at this individual that was more senior. Eventually, I feel like forgiveness, and for a moment I couldn't even swallow because I felt the emotion building up in my neck. These two individuals might have some blocked throat chakra energy going around, and it's been a lot of mental energy, a lot of crown chakra activity that needs to swoop down into the heart chakra, into Anahata. That's where forgiveness, that's where true understanding and empathy for each other's positions will eventually come about. So I have high hopes that these two individuals are not going to continue to harbor a sense of resentment for what has happened, and potentially they might even mature on an emotional level if at all. I mean, I do think that this situation made them think differently about their work, about their work environment, about their work relationships, but there seems to be one final test here in order for the karmic contract to be dissolved between the two of them, and that is empathizing with the other person, understanding them on an emotional level, not only on a mental level. And I do think that this conflict might have been created due to the fact that our Page of Swords individual wanted to be somehow mothered or taught something taken under the protective wing of our Eight of Swords individual, but potentially the Eight of Swords individual, because they were a little bit off in their career energy, refused or rejected our Page of Swords. And this rejection led to this whole shebang going down between the two of them and to the basically unfolding of their karmic contract. So it was all meant to be. It was all meant to be for their growth. It was all meant to be to push them in the direction of their destined life path. But ultimately, I do think that if they want to exercise their free will, these two individuals can actually invite one another for a nice lunch, a cup of coffee, a walk in the park, and just air things out on an emotional level between the two of them. So this is how the free will can actually rewrite certain parts of the karmic contract between these two individuals. Or they can just leave it as it is and move forward towards other relationships and potential other karmic contracts that they need to tend to in this lifetime. So this is the reading that I had for you. I really hope that you have enjoyed this beautiful Dreaming Way Tarot. It's one of my favorites. I bought it a couple of years ago in Nashville in Tennessee in America. From a really beautiful store, and since then it's been resonating so strongly with me, especially for career readings. And those of you that have purchased the career reading with me know that I have tended to use it in these career readings as well. I also like the fact that it shows a lot of dignified individuals. I love the art, and I do think that this pyramid spread helps, especially in trying to find out what is the foundational problem or aspect in the situation, and how can the energy be transmuted towards one final outcome. I hope this brought a lot of inspiration in your life. I hope it's kind of clarifying a little bit how you can use the spread for your future career readings if you're a reader yourself, or I hope you have just enjoyed hanging out with me, learning something new about tarot. If you would like to purchase a reading with me, first link in the description box takes you to my e-shop. You have all the information there. There's a variety of different readings. You can also purchase a twin flame novel if you're feeling more in a romantic mood during this period. I wrote one specifically for you. You can purchase it as a hard book or as an ebook from Amazon, worldwide shipping. You can also follow me on Instagram for more insights on astrology, tarot, and oracle cards, and some glimpses into my personal life. And also, if you enjoy hanging around and listening to topics about tarot and astrology, make sure to subscribe to my other channel, Spiritual Soulscape, also linked in the description box below. I have a new podcast series coming up. Every Friday, I try to upload an audio file for you guys where I talk about more personal aspects in my life and how they have been touched by the spiritual journey I find myself on. Okay, that's enough from me. I'm sending lots of light to you and hope to see you in my next one. Bye!